Hey guys, so I am back with another video. Another night, or better yet, another early morning talking about the narc. And I want to touch on a topic today that really resonates with me. But before we start, give me 1 second. What I want to touch on is the fact that the narcissist loves to try to make other people miserable because they miserable. Like, they want other people to be miserable because they miserable too. You know? They want to push everybody in the miserable boat with them so that they can have company. Because the thing about narcissists is they're very like lonely, sad, depressive beings. And so the only way that they can get through their day, get through their year, month, week, or hour is to pull people into this boat with them so that they can have people to entertain them. And see, they get a rise and a rouse out of seeing other people hurt, seeing other people suffer, because it, in this weird, sick, twisted way, it helps soothe their pain. But one of the things that they love to do is, if they have the room or they have an inch, they'll take a whole 100 miles, and they will try to take people's children away from them or cause people's children to be taken away from them. Look at this clip and tell me what y'all think. Take a look.
You and Scrappy tried to have my kids taken from me. Like I said, y'all were some miserable people. You still are miserable. You're so bothered by me, love. And I guess you're just going to continue to be. And I get it. If I wasn't me, I'd be bothered by me too. But here's the thing. Anybody can make a police report. I can go do a police report now and say, I seen bruises or seen some shit, you know what I'm saying, on any money. It's a police report. But what you need to post is the paperwork from the whole investigation, because I went through everything, because I ain't got nothing to hide. My kids are well taken care of. And see, me, love, I can do it with or without a man. That's the difference. So I'm not going to go back and forth with you on social media. I'm not tagging you in those stories or nothing. Like, we just sat down and talked. It got heated. You got up and walked away. So everything that you're saying online, we can meet again. Like, I'm open to it. Let's meet again.
The thing about it is they're really good at being bullies. Like, they take so much time out of their day to go bother people, to go harass people, to go get people revved up, to irritate people, to get under people's skin, to lie on people, to to ruffle people's feathers, or to disrupt people's day, or to disrupt their routine, or to disrupt their whole mood. Like, they can't stand to see other people happy. And for the life of me, I just don't understand. Am I empathic, chosen one mind? I just don't understand, and I cannot wrap my mind around, how does it fix or solve any of their problems if they're making somebody else's life a living hell, or if they're making attempts to ruin somebody's life. Like, to do all these things, it takes so much energy. Like, wow, like, it takes so much energy to just be angry at somebody, right? But then it takes more energy to put action into trying to have somebody's kids taken from them, or it takes more effort and action to have somebody's kids taken from them or to try to take somebody's kids away from them. All that takes a lot of energy and effort. On top of the energy and effort that it takes to be mad at somebody or to be jealous of somebody or to be envious of somebody or to have hatred for somebody, all of this takes energy. Like, how in the heck do they have energy to just burn or just run off and do these things? I don't like seeing other people hurt. I don't get enjoyment out of seeing others hurt, out of seeing others suffer. So in my mind, I can never understand how it brings them joy, other than the fact that they still gonna be hurting if they hurt somebody else. They still gonna be hurting if somebody else is suffering, and they still gonna be miserable if somebody else is miserable. So it doesn't remove their pain. It does not remove their misery. It might soothe it some because they have company. They have people that are suffering with them, but it doesn't remove their pain. It doesn't remove their suffering. So in my mind, I still don't understand the logic behind it. But to a narcissist, it makes perfect sense. In my mind, that doesn't make sense at all. It doesn't even add up, because 1 + 1 = 2. 1 + 1 don't equal 5. So I don't understand. I will never understand. But this same very thing is what I'm dealing with. Because what did I do in my empathic mind? I said, I don't want to keep my children away from their father. So I'm going to go ahead and work with him, and I'm going to co-parent with him so my children can have both parents in the equation and both parents still in their lives, even though him and I are not together anymore, and then even though him and I are no longer working out, and even though we're about to get a divorce, I still want my children to have their mother and their father in the picture. What does this narc do to me? Oh, he uses that to his advantage, and he creates these sly ways of turning my children against me, especially my daughter. Him and his mother are working together, and they have worked together, and they have tried to turn my children against me. And it has worked on my daughter, sadly and unfortunately, but it has not worked on my son. My son still gravitate towards me. My son still loves his mother, apparently. But my daughter is like, she's a far reach. She's a far gone conclusion. And I'm praying about that every day, guys, about my daughter, that God gets a hold of my daughter's heart and her mind, and that he removes attacks of the enemy off of my daughter's heart and mind and help my daughter to see the truth for what it is. And I have to be patient and allow God to work. But in the meantime, I'm just like, man, I can super relate to Erica, because anytime somebody tries to have your kids taken from you, or if anybody tries to take your children from you, or if anyone is working behind the scenes and trying to turn your children against you, that is the most evil and cruel thing you can do to any woman. And I'm not excluding men, but women carry these babies for 9 months. They carry these human beings inside of our womb for 9 months. Then after the woman carries the human being in her womb for 9 months, she turns around and gives birth. That baby's umbilical cord is connected to the mother and child for 9 months. That's nothing that a man will ever be able to understand. That's something that a man will never, ever have. I'm not saying that a man can't love his kids, because of course he can. And I'm saying that I'm not saying that a man doesn't love his kids, because of course he does, right? But with a mother, it's a different type of love that can't be explained to a man, because he won't ever get it. Just like we can't ever understand what it's like to be a man. We don't have our nuts and balls hanging. We don't have nuts and balls. We don't have that. So we will never understand what it's like to be a man. We will never get it. And men don't have boobs, so they will never ever understand what it's like to have boobs, what it's like to have menstrual cycles, and what it's like to give birth. So they don't know what it's like to be a woman. We don't know what it's like to be a man. And that's all I'm basically saying is this part of a child coming into the world, it is a special connection between mother and child, and a man will never, ever, ever experience that. Only a woman will. So when you take a child away from its mother, you are not only breaking the mother, but you are breaking the child. Spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and psychologically. Breaking the child and the mother. The child is connected to the mother. And I don't understand for the life of me, why can't a narcissist understand that? Or why can't they get it? Or maybe they do get it and that's why they do it. Maybe they do get it and that's why they do it. When you try to hurt the mama, you're hurting the child too. Okay, so maybe they do get the fact that it hurts the mom. That's probably why they do it, right? But the part that I don't think they understand is it also hurts the child too. That's the part that I believe that they just don't get. And if they do get that part too, then that just shows that they really don't care about that child. If it's a family member. Now, if it's a distant relative or a friend of the family or a complete stranger, of course they don't care about the child because the child don't mean anything to them. They just want to see the person hurt, or they just want to see somebody hurt. But if this is a family member doing this to you, it just shows that they really don't care about these kids and they obviously don't care about the mother. But yes, man, wow, I'm unbelievable. Narcissists, they really get off. They get off on stripping children away from their mother. And they get off on turning the children against the mother. They get off on, and this is for men too. Women do this to men too who are narcissists. Women who are narcissists do this exact same thing to men too. They get off on taking the children away from the other parent, and that's not cool. It's not right. It's like they get a kick out of this. They get a rise out of this. They get aroused by seeing a mother be broken because her child was taken from her, or if they get a rise out of seeing the child be all broken and messed up in the head. And they don't care what effect it has on this child when this child has to grow up. And they don't care what effect it has on the mother spiritually. And they don't care what effect it has on the child spiritually either. This is pure evil, guys. Wicked, wicked, wicked. That's all I got to say about that. But that's the end of my video here. Tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace and blessings to you all. Later.